League is back after the international break, 8 games on the way, and an international manager in the studio. Philip Neville is with Alan Shearer. We begin with Aston Villa versus Brighton, who met for the first time in the top flight since a goalless draw at the Goldstone Ground back in March 1983. The fact it's on first tells you this was a bit more eventful. Your commentator at Villa Park, Jonathan Pearce.
I thought they passed through our lines too easily at times, especially in the first half, and it's nice to go and get a result that probably we perhaps didn't deserve at the end.
We weren't just camped on the edge of our box just trying to defend. We were positive. That makes it sorer for us that we conceded in the last kick. So disappointed with that, but very, very proud of their performance.
We dug in at times, and we still played really well. But to concede so late, it's heartbreaking.
You got Jack Grealish behind you. You deliberately dummied it for him?
Yeah, he gave me a shout, so when he shouts for it, you just leave it, get out of his way and let him do his stuff. I just drifted in the box and literally had one thing on my mind, to shoot, and thankfully it went in.
You're going to have games where you're not at your best and you need to pick up points, so that's what we've done today.
Were you at your best though?
Yeah, I was all right today. I was decent. I'm happy to get myself a goal and an assist, but like I says, the win's all that matters.
Well, he says he was all right today, but he was a bit better than that, wasn't he?
He was better than all right, Gary. Back-to-back wins for Villa and back-to-back goals for that guy there, Jack Grealish. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. And the manager has been asking him to play a lot closer to the centre forward, Wesley, predominantly from that left-hand side, and it's suiting his game. He's given him a little bit of freedom to go and roam where he wants to, really. And ironically, the first couple of clips I'm going to show with that freedom, they come from that the right-hand side. When you've got someone who's prepared to do this and run with the ball and drag your team forward like he is doing, this is the goal. He starts it, as I said, on that right-hand side, not afraid to go wherever he wants, give, go, and it goes out to the right-hand side, and Gilbert whips that ball in, and there he is on the end of it, able to get in there, the freedom that I mentioned. Second half, left-hand side now, everything down that left-hand side, cutting in, way to pass, was brilliant. Hurhan should actually score, very, very good save. But he was magnificent in doing that, attracting 2 and 3 men to him around the ball. A lot of players would have gone down there and claimed the free kick, not him. Setting it up for McGinn, the ability to go past players, as I said, 2 and 3 and around him, drawing the foul, and this is actually the winner here. Way to pass was magnificent into Matt Targett. There you go, finish it off. What a win, what a performance from him in front of the watching England manager. And you saw that graphic tells you there about the last time he was in the Premier League. He's more consistent now with more experience, and he's all-round better player.
Yeah, good win for Aston Villa. Brighton, a little bit unfortunate. 10 men, obviously, battled away very bravely. But Dean Smith's now been at the club pretty much a year.
Yeah.
His anniversary. He's done a fine job.
Yeah, I mean, a year ago they were mid-table in the Championship. They're now mid-table in the Premier League, playing great football. They've had great wins against Norwich and Brighton. The next 2 against Liverpool and City will be big tests for them.
They certainly don't get much tougher. And speaking of which, Manchester City were 8 points behind leaders Liverpool ahead of their trip to Crystal Palace, who conceded just once in 4 home games this season. Simon Brotherton was at Selhurst Park.
2 players make...
We have to score the third to the fourth, so if Benteke scored with a good header, the 2-1, we play the last 5-10 minutes and everything can happen because they play long balls and the second balls are good and the referees, and in the terms of set pieces, free kicks, and it's difficult. The only problem is we could not score the third one. We deserve it, but we have to be more clinical in this kind of games.
Did the players feel an added bit of pressure today because you have lost a couple of matches recently?
It's not just about this. I think we have to do it all the time. Think about win the games. Of course, sometimes we cannot win, but we cannot lose it as well.
Well, I'm pleased and proud of the way the players in the second half didn't drop their heads. It's so easy when that happens to drop your head at half-time, realise that you've got to go out again and work very hard against an opponent that keeps the ball so well and is so dangerous in the final third. And the fact we kept our heads up as well as we did and asked a few questions ourselves of Man City at the end of the game, I'm going to take a lot of comfort from that.
Yep, they'll have easier games, that's for sure. Manchester City, impressive bouncing back after losing, Alan, of course. David Silva, what, 33 years old, almost a decade now in the Premier League.
£24 million he cost, nearly 10.
Something of a bargain. Still worth his weight in silver. Which actually probably wouldn't be that much, would it?
Just an incredible player. I mean, he doesn't actually touch the ball here, but the influence he has on this goal here because of this run. He takes the defender towards him there, which enables the space for Jesus. If he doesn't make that run there, Jesus doesn't get that header and they don't score that goal. Clever, intelligent play. I mean, he's just absolutely magnificent. He starts his goal here. And you talk about drive, desire, hunger, ability, attitude, all of those things. This guy has got it in abundance. As I said, he starts it. Now, just watch this ball off Raheem Sterling and then have a look at his technique, David Silva. Have a look at the way he's staring the ball down there to get a good contact at it, get it on target in the back of the net. Just absolutely magnificent. And I said all of those things before. Watch that. I mean, they're 2-0 up here, nearly 34 years of age, winning the ball back like that. Then a little touch into Raheem Sterling, and the form he's in, you'd expect him to hit the target here. Controlling the pace of the game, give, go, gets it back again, always wanting the ball, so comfortable on it, way to pass, to try and get that ball in, poor pass in. Just simply magnificent. What a performance, what a player, what a career. And of course, Man City will miss him next year, and the Premier League will as well. Haven't been his last season.
They will. It was a makeshift central defence for Manchester City, Phil. But I suppose it helps when you have the ball for most of the game, but they didn't look too troubled. Adapted well.
They did. I don't think there's many managers in world football that would have the courage to play two central midfield players at the back. But I think when you have 78-80% possession, you can afford to play footballers like Fernandinho and Rodri at the back. They had the most passes in the game. Rodri, 109 passes in the game. A lot of those passes were in the Crystal Palace half because Crystal Palace played so deep. So Pep said it after the game, the intelligence, the speed of the passing helped Man City play the way they did today. And look how high they are. That's the two central defenders, almost playing in midfield positions, connecting with each other all the time, but have got the ability to thread the passes through all the time. And he did it at Barcelona with Mascherano, he did it at Bayern Munich with Martinez. He's not afraid to play midfield players at the back because they have so much control of the ball. And what that allows is Silva and De Bruyne to play a little bit higher. This was Fernandinho, who we know can do this. You see Zaha there, lightning quick. Fernandinho just puts on the afterburners, mops up the ball, and they were quite comfortable up until the last 10 minutes when Benteke came on throughout the game. And this was the goal. Fernandinho again controlling the play, knows when to play the pass, knows the speed, the way to the pass. It goes out to Bernardo Silva. We've seen it already, a fantastic goal from Jesus. And, you know, City are the masters at keeping possession. And don't be surprised if them two, particularly Fernandinho, continues in that back four.
Yep. OK, 6 games still to come.
But we've just kept it in the group. We know what to expect, and that's what it is every week. Simple as that. The intensity levels from start to finish, from the forward players down to the defensive players, it was just fantastic. And the support from the guys on the bench as well. It was just we were all united today, and that's what we need.
Yes, disappointed because I think that we didn't have a good performance. We knew before the game that it was a very tough game in a difficult stadium. And the position of Everton reflect how much they needed this point, and they ran and they fight during 95 minutes, and they did it better than we did.
I was really calm before the game. I was really calm during the week because I know what I'm doing. Full confidence what we are doing as a staff. Full confidence in our players what we are doing as well. In football, sometimes you have some moments. Last season we had maybe worse moments, and we react so well, and we finish in playing really well, and we will do the same this season.
Yeah, important result after 4 straight defeats. Marco Silva made 5 changes, and it worked. They had more shots in this game than any other game since he took charge, more shots on target.
Yeah, I mean, they had some outstanding performances, but for me, the two in midfield, Davis and Andre Gomez, set the foundation for the whole performance. And I think what I saw today was they played a little bit more direct, they played quicker, they played with more intensity, and the two central midfield players passed forward a lot better than what they had done in all the time I've seen under Marco Silva. Tom Davis laid off, and then Andre Gomez plays first time in behind for Lucas Digne on this left-hand side. And throughout the game, they were always looking for the forward pass, always looking for the hard pass in behind. It was a brilliant pass from Gomez there. Again, Gomez, who I thought was outstanding, worked with him at Valencia. He is a top midfield player who now is just beginning to show the type of form that I believe he can do. Winning the ball back, the intensity in midfield, working together with Tom Davies. As soon as he wins the ball back, offering another angle to get on the ball. When it comes into Tom Davies, again, a forward pass into Sigurdsson this time, not turning back, not playing square. And when it comes back now to Andre Gomez, again to Tom Davies, looking again forward to try and break the lines of West Ham. And throughout the game, them two, I thought, provided the platform for an outstanding performance.
And in many ways, that platform helped those three players ahead of them, Alan.
Yeah, Bernard, Walcott and Iwobi. They ran riot all afternoon. West Ham were terrible. They couldn't get anywhere near these three. There was a definite plan there to outnumber them in that position. With Rice couldn't give the protection that was needed there. Ball in behind. Frederick's trying to play offside. Bernard makes the run perfectly, and I thought he'd lost a chance to get his shot away. I couldn't understand why he didn't shoot there, but kept on going. Chance still alive, and in the back of the net, it was a constant. As I said, there's Rice, can't get near Iwobi. Take your touch, take your turn, and again another ball in behind. Very similar this time for Richarlison. Unlucky to see it hit the post and go out for a goal kick. There's the two of them again. Bernard into Iwobi. Him and Walcott I thought were fantastic today. The pace, West Ham couldn't deal with him. Gets his shot away eventually. And the one thing that was missing from his performance was the goal. Phil's mentioned Gomez there. Lovely little pass. The Wilshire's now on, and Rice, they're chasing him backwards. And as I said, this is the goal that he should have scored because it's an absolute sitter. He's got the whole goal to aim at. He hits it straight at the goalkeeper, but much, much quicker and better from Everton today.
Yeah, much more encouraging.
Yeah.
There were emotional scenes at the King Power Stadium ahead of Leicester-Burnley as the home club paid tribute to their late chairman, Kun Vichai, ahead of the one-year anniversary of his death in the helicopter crash that claimed the lives of 5 people. Your commentator, Vicky Sparks.
Having it in the future as they streamline it down, but it's got to be used more wisely than that. Just purely, I've seen it, goodness knows how many times afterwards, and the thing for me is Chris Wood, he doesn't look anywhere else other than the ball through the whole instant. Well, if you were going to trip someone, trust me, there's just that little look when you look, clip their legs. He hasn't done any of that. The referee today made quite a big thing about if he should come over and use the screen. He would do, and we've had to tolerate that. He didn't even use the screen. We've been told they want the referees to have the main control of the game. So therefore, he's got to come and have a look at that, and I'd be surprised if he gave it.
Straight away, I thought he was going to be disallowed because, I protested straight away to the ref. I felt like I was just going to, clear the ball. I probably, even if I had to take a step, but I didn't get the chance to take a step because I think he's clipped my heel and I wasn't able to clear it.
We were keen to make it a celebration. The supporters were absolutely incredible how they showed their support before the game and then during the game, and then we really needed to tap into that emotion. I didn't think we did that in the first half. There was still that somber feeling of in our game and no real aggression in our game, and to be able to win the game and show the fight that we did, which is, it's the one word that I've heard since I've been here about Convicia. He was so always wanted the team to fight. And today they made him proud and fighting for the result. And I'm pleased for everyone.
Yeah, it was a very emotional day at the King Power Stadium. A victory for Leicester. You picked out Tielemans, the match winner. Yuri the man, we could call him.
He was the best player on the pitch in everything that he did. I think Leicester are really lucky to have him. 22-year-old midfield player. He's got a great range of pass. So young, got so much ability. There's Harvey Barnes there who probably should have done better with his shot. It comes to the edge of the box. He's got the knack of finding space at the right time. He's got great technique in terms of his shooting ability. He looks a complete all-round midfield player, and he has that ability to be in the right place at the right time to break on counter-attacks and to be able to see a pass. Here he's in a great position. He now drives forward at the Burnley defence. He sees in the right-hand side here the pass to the right-hand side to Ricardo, again creating chances for Leicester. He's fit superbly into Brendan Rodgers' system, the way he wants to play football, and this is the goal. Late in the game, good 1-2 on the right-hand side, cross into the box. It was missed at the far post, and then when it came to him, great technique. I think he's an absolute steal at 40 million. He's got good technique, good passing range, and can score a goal.
Yeah, 6 goals, 7 assists, and 20-odd games that he's been, 24 games at Leicester. Right, VAR, I have to say, played its part in Leicester's success. Burnley and Sean Dyche feels hard done to. It was... Well, it wasn't a foul of the century, that was for sure.
Well, Wood is very unlucky, I think, but he does clip him, which causes Evans to trip over. I don't think he's going to get to the ball, but if you just watch it here, look, and there's no intent there, but he does clip him, and he trips Johnny Evans up there.
As a forward the other way around, I suppose you'd want a penalty if it was going. But I mean, you got away with one
straight
there,
away.
really.
Do you think he'd have caught the ball though? No. Do you think Johnny would have cleared the ball?
But that is irrelevant, isn't it? Where the ball's gone. If a foul's committed, it doesn't really matter whether the ball,
you can
whether he would have
Dyche
caught the ball.
Really,
or
at
not.
the end, thinking the ball was going in the net anyway. I mean, there was obviously contact. So
yeah,
probably the right decision.
All right. OK. Chelsea look to be finding their feet under Frank Lampard after 4 straight wins in all competitions. They faced Newcastle, who picked up their 2nd victory of the season last time out against Manchester United. Guy Mowbray was at Stamford Bridge.
We needed to be a bit braver, take a bit more risk, show our one-on-ones and the ability we've got to take people out of the game. And the second half we did that. The only thing I'll complain about is it wasn't 2 or 3 to make that last 10 minutes more comfortable, but we weren't even really giving chances away in the second half too much. So pleased with the combinations in the second half, and it's a big 3 points.
There is still a lot of room for improvement. We need to keep working as we have been doing lately, and of course keep this momentum. No, I think the international week didn't come at the best time for us because we were doing very well, but today we saw we have been working hard and we are ready to go on.
We just didn't weather the storm in the second half. You know, they were relentless for 15, 20 minutes. I have to say I thought it was a foul on Joe Linton leading up to the build-up of the goal. And when you come to Chelsea, you need them things to go for you. We never got the ball back after that. And that's the disappointing thing. I know it's a difficult job, but for me it was a clear and obvious foul on Joe.
Well, we're not sure about that, but it was a very dominant performance by Chelsea overall, even though the scoreline didn't reflect that possibly. But in Callum Hudson-Odoi, and 5 straight wins for Chelsea in all competitions, Philip?
Yeah, impressive. I love the fact that he's giving these young players, and them young players are keeping out experienced international players, and they're delivering.
Yeah, they are. Very exciting young talents. Just the one game in Match of the Day 2, but it's a biggie.
Now I'm shaking off the
I wasn't too sure what he was stopping it for, and when he told me, I was just sort of waiting to see. And in my head, I was sure it didn't hit my hand, but when they say it and question it, you start thinking, did it? So, yeah, happy to get the goal, but it's a game we needed to win today.
The last 3 games, we see a better Watford, a good Watford. Especially today, I think it was the best game we played. We were so close to win the game. I think the next week will be more better again.
There's nothing wrong if I say that I believe it was penalty. You can see exactly what happened there. Anyway, I think we were really close. Just in the last minutes, we lost the opportunity to get the 3 points.
Sometimes in football or in life, it doesn't go your way. But the only thing you can do is work hard and then try to improve. And that's what we're trying, I think. But you saw as well the fans at the end of the match, the game, they were behind us, and that's what we need. We need all together to get out of this situation.
We need to stay strong because I think we have good quality squad. It's only that type of moment. You cannot go from 0 to 100. This build the confidence. 5 years and a half ago, I think we were in a similar situation, and we have the experience, and of course we are going to try to change that dynamic again.
Enjoying VAR on your return here?
This is a little bit mess. Where we are all school. So when we start playing to 18s, so it was a little bit different. And I always thought that also the instinct of the referees in England, they are really good. I'm not sure if they need VAR.
Well, he's put on a brave face, but Watford didn't get the best of it, that's for sure. First Premier League start of the season for Dele Alli. His first goal since January, and signs of improvement, because he's been through a tough time, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been through a tough time. He didn't get picked for England in midweek. He is a top-class player, and I think what you saw today, you saw a player that was getting some confidence and belief back in himself, playing in between those lines, allowing Harry Kane there to play on the shoulder all the time. He'd no need to drop into the pocket. No Eriksen in the team, so it was important that they had that link to the centre-forward. And I thought all the way through the game today, he was the one, Pochettino spoke about character and desire to try and get the win. He was the one that continually tried to get Spurs in the game. Again, linking with Harry Kane, playing a really good ball down the line. It was not until the second half when it got a little bit edgy. Spurs struggled to create chances. He was the one that was showing the desire, the determination to try and score. And this is the goal. Again, playing in that little pocket in between the midfield and the defence. Could there have been a little bit of a shove there by Harry Kane and Kabasele? Yes. Poor mistake from Ben Foster, and that is a brilliant finish. There was a controversy. Was it handball?
VAR, what do we think?
I thought it was a correct decision. I really did. I thought it was more towards the chest and the shoulder. It was a poor mistake from Ben Foster, who should have caught the ball there.
Right off the Premier League badge.
Yeah, I thought it was just inside there, the armpit. Yeah. And this finish here, there was still a lot to do. And that determination, that character, he's got real quality, Dele Alli, and it's good to see him back. And that was embarrassing.
They couldn't work out what it was. No. I mean, it's hit there. I suppose, where does the arm start, the shoulder start and finish? And who knows?
Who knows?
Is it enough to turn round,
when you look at some of the decisions that have been given for handball this year, earlier in the season, I perhaps think that's handball.
What about Vertonghen on De La Feu? Should that have been a penalty? Do you know what? VAR has not turned one penalty decision round in favour of the forward team this season.
This I think's embarrassing, because he has 2, maybe 3 swipes at De La Feu here. I mean, that should be a definite penalty. Look, there's one. There's the other one.
Yeah.
Penalty.
No, that should be a penalty. And I mean, after 9 weeks in the Premier League, we all want VAR to work, but it's not being used correctly, because I cannot understand why on earth they refuse to go to the referee review area. What is the point of having pitch-side monitors if the referees are never going to use them? What's the point? We have not seen a referee go to a pitch-side monitor once all season in any game.
We use them in the Men's and Women's World Cup. Yeah. You know, stood on the touchline, referee would come over, she'd check the screen, give a penalty or not, and we've not.
It's remarkable. What, nearly 90 matches now into the start of the season, not one penalty has been given by VAR. Maybe the referees are perfect.
How can they not say to him today, you need to go and have a look at that on the pitch side monitor with that penalty decision on De La Feu?
I think it is becoming a bit of a mess, and I think they need to grab hold of it again and just
it was always going to take,
we need it.
It's always going to take time, but we're losing patience.